Viktor Frankl was a Jewish psychiatrist who lived in Vienna. He is known for writing this bestseller, The Man's Search for Meaning, one of his most famous writings, and it's the one we're going to focus on this video. He was very good connected at the beginning of the war, but indeed he got a passport to fly away to the United States when this started. But his parents didn't have this passport, well, not a passport but a visa. So he thought, I don't think this is going to be very serious. So he decided to stay. Because of that, he went to a concentration camp within his parents and his wife, who was pregnant. In the book, he tells us about many things and very bad things the prisoners lived and experienced here. He was separated. He thought at the beginning he was going to be in this concentration camp with his family, but he didn't. He was split apart of them. He was a doctor inside of these concentration camps, and he helped a lot of people during these very bad situations. He lived with a lot of fear, as all the people inside. He tells horrible stories about these people, what they had to suffer inside of these horror places. He tells all the horrible situations the prisoners experience here, and why some of them even committed suicide, because they didn't know what will happen in the next hours, if they are going to be translated to a gas chamber, or what was going to happen. The food was also very bad, if there was food. The portion of the food was even either one piece of bread or one scoop of soup in the whole day, and the work was very hard work. They got beaten and they got tortured, and horrible things. And in addition, they also had to fight with typhoidea. That was one. In addition to this horrible situation, the typhoidea came because of the horrible and the unlivable situations and conditions the Jewish people were in. And he in this book he tells us how he managed to find a meaning in life. His meaning was getting again, meeting his family again, and finish his book. It was taken away from him when he arrived to the concentration camp. An investigation, and that was his meaning, and that's why he achieved to survive in this horrible situation, and that's what he tells us in his book. He even says that some people that were very depressed committed suicide with this borderline and this fence, electric fence. They go to the electric fence and committed suicide. Obviously, people got depressed because they didn't saw their families some of them was taken away. They saw some of their relatives die, going directly to the gas chamber. But he says a very important and true things about the meaning in life, and about the attitude we have towards a problem, towards about a bad situation, and things we can't control, things are not in our hands, like this situation we are living now. What's our attitude for this? How we fight this with our attitude, and how we accept not to change the situation but change ourselves. For example, one thing he says is, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. That's what I was telling about. And he gives the example, a lot of examples in this book, how there were times when he was changed to a concentration camp that didn't have a gas chamber. He got very happy because he knew he was not going to die this way, right? And it was out of his hands. But and that's like a survival instinct that the humans most develop. We all have it inside ourselves, but we need to develop it, and it's being developed during bad situations. Also, he says that everything can be taken from man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. He was in this camp, he saw many people die, many people suffer, his wife died, even when the whole thing of the war ended, many people thought their suffer was already finished. But no, because when they get back home, one out of 28 people survived, and when they got back home, they realized in the case of Viktor Frankl, his pregnant wife, was dead. His parents were dead. His brother was dead. And that shows that indeed the suffering never ends, but our attitude and how do we see and react to the things we can't control but we do live, change the whole game. And finally, he gives this also, that those who have a why to live can bear with almost anyhow. This is shown also during the whole book and the whole experience. He had two whys to finish his investigation and his book he was taken away from, and to meet his wife, meet his baby, who probably was born inside the concentration camp. That's what that was what he was thinking, because the reality was that no, his wife was killed, and to meet his parents, who also were killed during this situation. But besides the reality, his why was the only thing that helped him to survive and helped him to adapt in these horrible circumstances he was living in, and how some of his partners didn't.